Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Premier League Fantasy Football and welcome to my video. In today's video, I want to look at my team going into Game Week 17. So if you are new to the channel, please do subscribe and drop a like on the video as it helps my channel out a lot. So here we go. So first up, let's look at a strategy and then we'll look at my overall season so far. Now, obviously, we got the unlimited transfer, so we can pretty much make any team that we want. But you got to be careful because you might have some value on a player that you might remove by an accident. So be careful of that. Try not to do that. So we all got the unlimited transfers. We can make any team that we want. Now, for me, I'm looking at least the first 3 to 4 game weeks. So I'm just looking at that. Obviously, I should have a look at a little bit further ahead as well, because there are a couple of other double game weeks to look out for. But in short term, I'm looking at the first 3 to 4 because we do have transfers and that will help us kind of like adjust to any kind of situation later on. Plus we do have the wild card as well, so that's why I'm trying to go all out for these fixtures. Now that's the kind of the strategy that I'm going with. And my season so far, so I'm around the 218,000 in the world. I'm pretty happy with that, quite close to the top 100k mark. I still have the wild card, I still have the free hit, bench boost and triple captainship. Still got a lot of double game weeks to go through and blanks to navigate through, so I'm actually really happy on where I am. I just need that extra push and get into the top 100k. That's my goal. So let's go through the team. Now, as you can see, this is how my team is looking like so far. I'm going to go through it in a second, but I just want to quickly show you guys some of the strategies on, attacking the first 3 to 4 game weeks at least. So as you can see, game week 17 is a normal game week. Same with game week 18 as well. Then you get to 19, and this is where it's a small double game week. Chelsea will have a fixture here. Let's have a quick look. There we go. So Chelsea will have a game against Manchester City at home. Then they will have an away fixture against Fulham. As for Fulham, they will have an away fixture against Leicester City and then a home fixture against Chelsea. So this is in game week 19. So that's why I have a couple of Chelsea players already, with one at least Fulham player, because I think Mitrovic is injured. So I'm a little bit prepared for that, and this is what you need to do as well, kind of prepare a little bit ahead. And if you look at Chelsea's fixtures before that, like they got Bournemouth at home. I think this is a very good fixture for them to do well in. Nottingham Forest away. Manchester City at home is difficult, but you just never know. But then they got Fulham, then they got Crystal Palace. So pretty decent fixtures, to be honest with you. And that's why a lot of people might have Mason Mount. I've got Trossard here as an example, really, because I just needed to create the team and I don't really have the money to bring Mount, but I think Mount might be a little bit injured, but I just need to check up on that because I do want Mount in my team instead of Trossard. I'll talk to you guys about why I got Trossard anyway in a second. So that's the main kind of the strategy there. Then in game week 20, this is where there's a possibility of Manchester City having a double game week. So they'll have a game against Manchester United away. Then they will have a fixture at home against Spurs. Same thing for Spurs. But I think this has all got to do with like the cup or something. If they draw, then this might not happen. But we'll get there. But for me, I don't really want any Spurs players anyway for now. But for now, it looks like Spurs got a fixture at home against Arsenal, which is probably a very good fixture for them because they could score a lot of goals against Arsenal, and then a difficult fixture away against Manchester City. So that's why a lot of people might bring in 1 or 2 Spurs players early on. For me, I'm not going to do that right now. I'll probably just adjust. Plus, I still got the wild card and so on. Now, Brighton has a chance to have a double like after or around game week 2021 or something around there. But for me, I'm thinking to myself, instead of like trying to predict that they might have a double and bring in the players already, I might just remove them for now and then bring them in if I desperately need them. Because I think the team that I have, I want the team that I got for long term anyway, until we see like new double game week fixtures. So those are some of the strategy, and obviously Arsenal has double as well, but that's kind of a Manchester City that's kind of a little bit ahead. This is in game week 23. As you can see, Arsenal will have a good fixture at home against Brentford, then they'll have a fixture at home against Manchester City. For Manchester City, you know, they got a very good fixture at home against Aston Villa and an away fixture against Arsenal. So, but that is a little bit too much ahead. That's why I just got one Arsenal player so far. I could get one of the defenders, but I wanted to kind of balance the team up a little bit. So those were some of the strategies. Those are why I have picked my players for my team. And the other thing is, I brought in a lot of differentials. So let's go through the team. So I got the Chelsea goalkeeper Kepa here. I'm not even sure if he's going to play, to be honest with you. But if there are any rumours, if I feel like he's not going to play, then I might just remove him immediately and bring in Sanchez, because there could be a possibility of Brighton having a couple of double game weeks. I want James. He's fit, so that is good. I know that he has the possibility to do really well. He started off really well, but then, you know, with that injury and a couple of blanks, yeah, it hasn't gone down well for him. But he is a player that can do extremely well, and these fixtures are very good for Chelsea. That's why I want Mason Mount, but I just need to make sure that he's not injured. Cancelo, he's probably definitely going to be my team. I do need another Manchester City player. I could have bought Foden back. I think Foden could be someone that could play and do well. I know he didn't really play well or played at any games before the break. I had him and he hurt me a lot, so I kind of removed him for that, just because I don't want to deal with it. But I might need another Manchester City player. But I'm happy with Cancelo and Haaland, you know, and I just gotta hope that the other players that I have in my team is gonna help me get those extra points. I've got Trippier, just wanna keep him. He's just fantastic. He's consistent, and I don't wanna be in this situation where I don't have him and then he's gonna hurt my team. So there are a couple of big players here that is highly owned that I'm not really gonna gain anything, but I'm happy to own them because I need them in my team. I kind of need to maintain the team a little bit as well, maintain the rank. So that's why I kept Martinelli. And I think Salah is a little bit on the differential side. 32% is not that big, to be honest with you. And Salah is a player that can do really well. That's why I have kept him. Trossard is a player that I don't have to have, but he's just doing really well for Brighton, and there's a possibility that he could have a double game week in the future. And after that, look at all these fixtures here are fantastic for Brighton to do well in. Now, here are my differentials. Rashford. I know that Rashford is in a lot of people's teams, but he's only 23% owned. So if he does well, he's definitely going to gain me those extra ranks. The other big differential is Martial, 3.6% owned. And if you look at these first three, they got to do well in these first three. They got Nottingham Forest at home, Wolves away, and Bournemouth at home. These are fantastic fixtures. That's why some of the players that I have are attacking the first three. And then I can wildcard, and then I can change things around if I want to. If you look at Chelsea, they got very good fixtures as well, and a double, so that's why I have went with this team. So if you look at my other striker is Darwin, is 9 million and 14.7% owned. I just want him on my team, to be honest with you. I think he is on a good price tag where I could downgrade. I can do 2 free transfers. You know, if he doesn't do well, I can completely remove him and get someone else. You know, I can upgrade like one of my fifth midfielders or something. So I went with Darwin. I think the fixtures are decent. You know, they got Aston Villa away. Aston Villa's goalkeeper is not going to be there, so that could hurt the team a little bit. Leicester City at home, Brentford away. You know, difficult fixtures, but you just never know. And I thought, you know what, let me take a little bit of a risk. If there's a better slot or better player that I need to have, then maybe I could remove Darwin. Darwin doesn't need to be in this team. So yeah. Got Andres, is just a very good midfielder, to be honest with you. Got a double as well that I could play him in game week 19. Putin Han from Brighton, another player that I'm trying to predict the future, thinking that he could have a double game week, and that will help out a lot with that if that happens. And I got Patterson here, just one of the cheapest defenders. That is 4 million. That actually plays for Everton. Difficult fixtures here. I'm not really going to play him. It's just going to be on my bench. I do have Ward on my bench as well, a good goalkeeper that has done well recently. So yeah, really happy with the team. Let's go through some of the transfers. Now, if Mount is fit, then I do want Mount in my team. And what I'm thinking to do is basically just downgrade one of my defenders here to get like one of the cheapest defenders that actually plays. So I'm just gonna have a quick look. I know there was a very cheap players here that actually play, so it could be quite a lot of these players like Nico Williams and stuff, but I'm just gonna go for the Wolves defender here that actually has been playing, so that might help out. And I got 7.7, and I can go ahead and go and get Mason Mount as my option. So that is what I'm thinking to do. Then I'll have 3 Chelsea players, and I'll be really happy with that. The other options that I have in mind is remove Darwin, and then I can go for a really cheap, you know, striker here to get as much as money as possible. I got 4.8. I can remove Andreas to go and get like a player for 9.4, so I could bring Foden back into the team and have Martial, Haaland, you know, Trossard, Martinelli, Salah, Rashford, and Foden. So I could do that as well. Then I have 3 Manchester City players for the double. I'll have let's see. Yeah, I probably can do that, right? So let me just have a quick look. So if I do this and bring in Foden back into the team, and then yeah, I can go and get a Mount if I want to. So that's pretty much it. I'm pretty set with the team that I have. I like it. I like the fact that I'm predicting if, you know, some of the doubles that could happen, and I could be ready for it. But I do have the wild card as well, just in case if there is any other issues. What I can see here is I don't have Kevin De Bruyne. Let's have a quick look at here as well. Let's go for highly owned players. There we go. I'm not worried about the goalkeeper slot, to be honest with you. I think I got the 2 best goalkeepers that is quite cheap. Let's go for the defenders, who is a threat. So Arsenal defense is going to hurt me a lot. Some Liverpool defense as well. But other than that, I'm not. Yeah, it's just Arsenal really. So I could get an Arsenal player to kind of help me out with that situation, because you got to look at the ownership as well. You know, if those players does well, then you know it's going to hurt your team. Yeah, as you can see, Kevin De Bruyne and Almiron is the 2 players that I don't have that could really hurt my rank. Foden could be as well if I don't bring him in, but other than that, I'm not really fussed with the others. And if we look at the forwards, Harry Kane, Tony is pretty much the 2 players that will hurt my team. But yeah, so there is only a selection amount of players, so I'm really happy with that. I know some people might look at the team and be like, there's not many differentials. Well, I've got Martial, still got Rashford, Darwin, you know, could do really well. Got those players in. And I still have my, you know, my chips available for me. So hopefully this team will do well for me in the next 3 to 4 game weeks. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for joining. I hope that this video has helped you. Good luck for game week 17. I'll be back for game week 18, and Merry Christmas. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. See ya.